Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a great week. I am back in Winter Park, Colorado. We left California, and let's get rid of that music. And if you have any comments or anything or want to join in, that's fine. Let me get the link here for you guys. If anyone would like to join with me, I'll post it in here. If not, you have a question or something, put it in the chat box there. But I do have room here on StreamYard if anyone wants to join today. Emotional selling. I get this question all the time, and I've got a great video to show you guys. I did it a while ago, and I thought it was just so perfect. Most people, when they sell features and benefits, okay? They sell numbers. They sell history. They read a script. And to me, that doesn't get somebody emotionally involved. The $1 million rule, which I talk about all the time, is people make immediate decisions emotionally. We've all done this, right? Haven't we all made a mistake one way or the other when we got emotionally involved in something? And I have a video here. I'm going to go right to it today. And I just want to show you, it was a training session I did with my students. I have a lot of students in, oh my God, I think it's 23 different countries. I've been doing this a long time. I mentor people in real estate, but what I really love is talking about sales. I'm the author of the Gut Sales Method. You can see over there in the corner a little book on it. By the way, I got some. You guys want something for free? There's the link there's a link you can use if you want a free book or a free training session. It's just the way I introduce things to people. Let me play this video and we'll talk about it for a little bit, okay? I know you'll enjoy this. Give me a second here, and I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to share, and I'm going to go right here and start playing this. Good morning, everyone. Who does Smokey? I'll think. What's the word? They're not willing to be they're willing to go, as Randy said, to a script. Okay, a traditional person who wanted to sell. Good morning, Christina. We got a lady in the audience, finally. Yay. The traditional salesperson who wants to sell a steak, what do they sound like? What would the traditional, scripted, old 99% of the salespeople out there, how would they sell a steak, Alex?
Oh, I mean, just go back, like try to create like a sense of urgency, hey, the holidays are coming up, everybody wants to have
tell me a steak intellectually, where the cow's grazing and this and that, and what's an intellectual steak sale sound like?
Yeah. Now is a good time to buy steak. It's just gonna go up in price because of economic factors XYZ. I'm giving you like a good deal for right now. I got a lot of other people interested, so
I'll think about it. Thank you. We're just looking right now. I got to talk to my wife. Let me think about it. We're just shopping around. I got to check my budget. I'm not sure right now, but thanks. You're a great guy. Send me some samples. That's what happens to intellectual salespeople. I don't care if it's real estate or insurance sales or network marketing or selling used Q-tips. Yuck, you said that. Okay. Now, Christina, the ladies go. I'm old school. Ladies go first.
Hey, Claude, are you hungry?
Yeah. How did you know that?
Oh man, I'm just smelling this incredible steak that's being grilled right now outside in my backyard. I mean, they had this beautiful marbling. Do you know what a steakhouse smells like, Claude?
Oh yeah. I once, to walk into oh my gosh, this is funny you said that. Christmas, I was visiting my grandma and she was frying up a steak with mushrooms and onions, and the smell, and she had some fried potatoes on the side. She makes these great fried, and the smell when you walked into the room. Oh my God, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that sounds incredible as well. I mean, but you don't want to, you know, the sizzling sound as well, right?
Oh, that I love that sound. You know, something about meat hitting the grill or a pan, little butter melting. Oh gosh.
That's delicious.
Oh man. Oh, you don't have a steak for sale right now, do you? I gotta have steak tonight.
I mean, I have a beautiful marbled Wagyu right here next to me.
Sold. You take Visa, MasterCard, or Chuck E. Cheese pizza card? I mean,
we prefer the Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh, okay. That's a running couch. Is Chuck E. Cheese anywhere else besides California? Is that all over the country?
Yeah, we still have one in Texas.
Give Christina a round of applause, please. Okay. Let's do this. Okay, let's stop sharing. And what did you take away? What did you take away from that? Food is easy. Food is emotional, isn't it? Okay, so when people are talking, so can you talk about your real estate? Can you talk about the products or service? I've got a lot of you folks out there, you're coaches. Okay, so when you speak to somebody, do you give them the intellectual gobbledygook like everyone else? And what do they say? I'll think about it. I'll call you later. Send me information. Did you make any money? Did you just lose that prospect? And then you do all that follow-up stuff that we all do. And what happens? Okay, they start ghosting you. You leave voicemail messages, and now you're just a nuisance, right? But can you close that person in the first phone call? Can you get them so emotionally involved? And what you have to do is learn how to ask questions. The gut sales method is about asking questions. And you want to get them, you might even want to go in the opposite direction where you say, you don't really want to, why do you want to buy a new home? You're in a nice home now. Well, we need to sell this home because, and now they just told you how to sell them. Okay. So if I was selling a new home to somebody, I wouldn't talk so much about the square footage and everything. I talk about, hey, can you see yourself on a cold night and the fireplace is going and there's good food, there's a roast in the oven. Can you smell it? Just like we did with the steak. Okay. If you ever go, if you're a YouTube fan like I am, and you go on the YouTube a lot, do you ever notice that the food channels, the foodie groups, how many people come on the food groups all the time? Oh yeah, a lot of them. They get a ton of subscribers and followers. Food's very emotional. It's very sensual. When you're selling people, don't just give features and benefits or, God forbid, read a script. What you have to do is basically put a picture, put a story in front of them. Hey, and use the word imagine. Can you imagine, Mr. or Mrs. Price, can you imagine for a moment, you told me that you had all these problems, A, B, C, D, and E. Imagine for a moment we could take care of these problems. We could get rid of them. The pain would be gone. The problem would be solved. We could work it within your budget, within the time frame that you want. How would you feel about that? And that's gut selling. That's emotional selling with people. And so when you tell a story, or you ask questions with redirection, you're getting the prospect to participate. Okay. And then you use that word imagine. Imagine is it's a very dangerous word because when someone imagines, you've daydreamed, you know what that's like. So you go to someone, imagine yourself, the problem's over. If you were selling cars to somebody, hey, imagine yourself in this nice car. It's clean. It's got that nice new car smell. The neighbors are coming out and looking at you at this beautiful car. When you go to meet your new customers, your prospects for your real estate deal, they see that nice new car, and maybe that gives off an impression of success. Could you see yourself in a car like this? Maybe maybe your sales will double or triple being in a newer vehicle. How do you feel about that? Would you like people to admire you? Would you like to increase your sales? It's okay to say no to me. This is emotional selling that I always talk about. And it's just a great way to talk to speak with people and to qualify them in one phone call. The thing about it is, I do my market. I do attraction marketing. I try to find people who have a problem today, and that problem is so painful, they want to resolve it. They need more leads. They need to be more comfortable on the phone. And this all comes through that emotional selling. People, the $1 million rule, people make immediate business decisions emotionally. You've done it. I've done it. Sometimes we live to regret it, right? But a lot of times, most people will sell like they're reading from a brochure. And what you want to do is learn to ask questions of people. And when you ask, say, gee, why do you want to buy this? Why are you looking into this? And sometimes you want to use a little reverse psychology with people. Say, are you sure? Well, maybe you want to keep that car, keep that house. You sure you want to sell this house? You've been in it 20 years. Why don't you stay another 20 years in the house? That forces the prospect, when you're using redirection, to get emotionally involved and to show you, to justify to you why they made this decision. And if you're a good listener, they'll tell you exactly how to sell them. Okay, so now you can direct your presentation and your questioning towards those needs of the prospect. Maybe they have a budget issue. When do you want to find out about the budget? In the beginning, the middle, or the end? How many of you ever get in a car and you drove somewhere to meet somebody and you spent all this time and you gave a $1 million presentation and the prospect said, this is great, Claude, I love it. Oh, gee, if I only had the money. I'm not the only one, right? It's happened to you too. And this is the thing. Can you go out there? Can you qualify people before you go to the meeting? Do you know what their budget is? Do you know what their emotional quotient, their triggers are? You have to learn how to ask questions, and you have to make them emotional. Put that picture in their mind. Imagine yourself in that new car, in that new house. Imagine we could show you a way to make sales more comfortable. Imagine there was a way to increase your sales in the next 30 days, 10, 20, or 30%. And you're like Steven Spielberg producing a movie. You're trying to put an idea or something in people's heads so that they say, you're right. This is what I want to do. And they make that immediate decision. They get so emotionally involved. Okay, we even have a little meter, 1 through 10, the guts barometer. And, somebody who's not going to buy something, they got a low, they're not emotionally involved. They're a 2, 3 or something. Somebody who's kind of sitting on the fence is a 4 or 5. Somebody who's really interested and emotionally involved is a 7, 8, 9, or 10. And that's what you're looking to do. And so you might want to do just like the doctor said, like I said in the beginning of this broadcast, is ask those questions, get them talking. You can't read their minds, but you can get them to reveal what their selling points are, what their issues are, what their pain points are. And then you can get what we call baby step commitments from them. Little step by step. So if there was a solution, if it met with your time frame, if it was within your budget, you wouldn't want to buy this product or service right away, would you? Oh, yes, I would. Boom. Now you know how to get commitments. You've qualified them. You get the baby step commitments. You work out the financials and the decision-making process, okay? You use a little bit of Mr. Cialdini's assertiveness, okay, or authority. You use a little stroking and nurturing, likability and trust. And when you start getting those baby step commitments, and you work out the financing and everything else, then you go into the intellectual sale. But it's no sense selling somebody who, not everybody's a prospect. I'm sorry. Not everybody has the money. Not everybody has the authority to make a decision. Maybe they just don't need your product or service today. They need it 6 months from today. Don't you want to find that out in the beginning? So be an emotional salesperson. Have a lot more fun. Go to the bank a lot more often. If you know how, and that's the gut sales method, is about 3 simple steps about setting an agenda, qualifying people in the middle step. Think of a little staircase, asking questions with redirection, with stroking, nurturing, and empathy, what we spoke about today. Make them as emotional as you can by telling a story or describing it, and then you're going right to the close. And I learned this from my mentor. I've used it in my business for a long time. It works great. I've run a very successful business. And if you guys, I have a little banner here. If you want, if you want more information, you want a free consultation, go to my webpage, claudediamond.com. There's a little scheduling system in there. And if you schedule with me for 15 minutes, pick my brain about how to generate quality, warm leads every day and how to close people in one phone call. So 15 minutes, I can teach you all this. And I'll even give you a free book or a mind map. And I'm working right now on the Guts Attraction Marketing System. I generate leads every day by content marketing. And there's a couple of little secrets that I want to share with you in that new program, but you got to schedule with me. Okay. So go to claudediamond.com and let me show you a better way to get quality leads without expense and how to close people in the first phone call or a Zoom meeting. And you guys take care. Nobody deserves success more than you. Take care.